Alright, y'all. We're gonna start Navia's story quest. I actually have no idea what to expect, because I thought her story kind of wrapped up in the Archon quest.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
How long has it been since this quest and
I didn't
this
expect
event?
to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
Daily dose of adventuring. Just doing my commissions.
Rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster.
Oh yeah, I forgot a bunch of
I've been
people died
making a lot
there.
of trips between the court and Poisson. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment.
I wonder if this quest is all about like trying to rebuild Poisson.
Spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking a most.
Because I feel like unlike most characters, right?
You bet.
Her entire
Between
story
that
was
and all the other
in the
errands I
Archon
had to
quest.
run at the court,
Like
I'm
what happened to her
always forgetting
father,
one
the
thing or
people
another.
responsible for the
So
father's
before
death.
I came over this time, I took a page from Melusa's book.
Like there's
and
no more
decided to
mystery
make a
about her,
list of
right?
everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off. And then, since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, alright. So what kind of
Did you see my handwriting? My handwriting
Wanna
looks like
take a
chicken
look?
scratch.
Let Paimon see. Wait. There's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
Was it like a hieroglyphic?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Wait, is that how
Thank you for
Tevat
your
writing looks like?
advice.
It's just a bunch of
These are the
symbols?
kinds
It's
of
not even
things
like,
you
you know,
only really
English?
figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself wrong.
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but
I like how her
I don't think they're
jewelry
anything
basically
too
matches
super
the eyes.
important.
It's a really cool
Worst comes to
detail.
worst, I'll just make another trip.
So you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, wanna come with me and check out the town for yourself? You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
It's almost like a date.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean
Damn,
the
I
Aquabus, right?
She's
Like
really
the
tall.
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station.
Wait,
near
why is this
Poisson, so
option,
we'll
like,
use one of the Spina's
highlighted?
boats. All right, follow me. I'll take you there. The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you
God, she was rich, rich. Or she's still super rich.
Even a dedicated line
Like, is she the
Poisson?
Ning of, Fontaine?
Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. So there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying.
She's like one of us, you know? She gotta take the hard road home.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head. But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well,
You know, I feel like
that's why you
we
went
haven't
to the
really heard
Beast of
much about her
Genshin.
mom. Like,
Yeah,
she doesn't talk much about
because
her.
I wouldn't just let him keep
There's always just
getting
about
his
the
way.
dad.
He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's head out.
Oh, now it's starting. Is it?
It'll be a
Oh,
while
it's a
before we
cutscene.
get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, I'm sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned her when she passed away during childbirth.
Bro, that slow head turn, like, you
That's all
dumb
right.
idiot.
I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made
Sounds like a
sure that the
power
Spina
couple.
could grow and thrive.
Perfect balance for each other.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But
That is true. It's like rumors,
I'd still
right?
look
Like,
at the Clementine line and wonder, would the
she's only
Spina
hearing
and
about her mom,
Poisson
like, from
still
their
be what
person.
they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though
it's
I
like a
cannot
good thing and
stop
bad
for
thing,
them
right? Like,
and
the sea
must
is
continue to
beautiful,
keep
and you
moving,
need it to survive, but
that won't change that
after what
they
happened with, like, the
existed in my
primordial water
life
and shit, like,
and gave me
goddamn.
the reason and motivation to move forward.
Just say them.
Always. But no matter what, we can't change the past. But
I'm still
I tell
surprised, like, they
myself that
actually
I need to
died.
keep looking towards the future.
Like, the bodyguards?
Everyone, even my parents, have
I thought at the
already
very
overcome
least they'll find a
so
way to
many
revive them, right? The people that turn to water.
Besides,
But
I'm
man,
the president
they actually
of
commit
Spina
it.
di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up.
Give him props, though. I gotta give him props for that.
We've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
Did they actually do a lot of updating? Like, it's only been a few weeks, they said.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right? Okay.
Just like the rest of us, just
Pilot
hanging on.
Moses, you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some of Melusa's old responsibilities to Florent.
It is kind of weird, though, because, like,
It's
she used to
been
walk around
nice
with
to have him around to
bodyguards.
help out.
And now she's
Thank
walking
you for the
around,
compliment, boss.
like, alone.
As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
All right, all right.
I wonder
There's
how they're
no
gonna
need to be
rebuild it.
so
Like,
formal.
are they gonna
Everyone's
make it look like
practically
an
old
underground
friends by now.
city?
Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically,
What, to all the
we've been
people that were
meaning to
lost?
commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done
Oh.
for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But
I was gonna
now
make a
that the
statue
stream
of
has been cleared,
just the
and
mom?
the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis and everything they did.
Navi be
Me?
part of them
I'm just the
too?
newbie president that's running around and
Like, she's
causing
still
everyone
alive,
trouble.
right? Isn't it kind of weird to have a statue of yourself when you're still
Maybe
alive?
We can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people.
I mean, she saved Fontaine though, right? Like literally.
Thanks for the vote of
Like
confidence.
that's a big
I
deal.
just don't think
Without
I'm
her
ready
help, like
yet.
everyone would just turn to water.
Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Very humble. He's very humble.
We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
Are we gonna see like a bunch of poses that we can pick, or?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine. Didn't
I
you
actually
say
don't
on the boat that
remember
Callus and
who
Clementine sounded
like.
great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner.
Like I don't remember like who
Let's
the
grab some
bodyguards
reference
like.
shots.
What did they look like?
You've got
I
it,
know one of them
boss.
had glasses,
I'll go
right?
get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone.
Cause she's
So,
Geo.
I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Looking out into the distance, a happy pose, or something imposing. What is imposing? Like menacing? How about looking into the distance? Because they were looking into the future, right?
By that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat
Yeah,
looking out at the sea?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Sure. Let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate. Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
How to slap Paimon and get away with it.
There's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callis look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, but that's because like Ether's mass short. That doesn't count. Just
Well,
use your
Paimon is a
imagination,
man.
dude.
A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cause there's then
Try to think of
yeah.
something else.
Cause then there's no water in the middle of the town. A happy pose?
A happy pose.
Like what's a happy pose?
Something like
Like something
we
like
were
this?
laughing together at a funny
Or
joke.
I actually don't know. What's a happy pose? Oh no! Something about that is so
Will that
cringe.
be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
I must not be understanding the word
Striking a pose like you're talking
imposing.
while the other one laughs?
Okay, let's see. I hope you do imposing, right?
That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
I don't know.
This
Something.
pose, it makes me
Really?
recall
That's the
Spina
right
Rosula's
answer?
Glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh,
Oh.
Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
I didn't even know they had that kind of power.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to...
That's good. That's good. Dude, that was so good. The sunglasses and the smugness.
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice now, too.
Oh,
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man,
all right.
if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits. and
Damn,
props ahead of time.
I'm like a celebrity,
Oh,
right?
Outfits! Ugh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
A singer?
Paimon remembers her.
Rolling in
She
the
was the
deep?
one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said?
Just work her, man. Just work her to the
I came
bone.
up with an
You're
idea.
never too
I'd
young.
have a Spina uniform made
Gotta
and
work.
give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
I don't know who that is.
But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
That's right.
He's a
finally finished
prisoner?
serving my time.
Who's this guy?
Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
And this guy...
Yeah, we haven't met this guy, right? I'm not just like forgetting.
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the Fortress of Meripede some time ago.
Excuse me?
But, looking at it now, It was probably another
Oh,
one
he
of
was, like,
Marcel's
framed.
plots while he worked at the
Oh.
Confrérie of Cabrières.
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was involved in some sort of plot?
Have you not
This guy
heard
doesn't know
anything at all
anything.
about the water from the primordial sea case?
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it, and didn't care.
Oh, I guess it makes sense, right? Like, if you're in prison, how are you gonna get your news?
Mr. Marcel
Like, you're not gonna
was
have the
somehow
internet.
involved with all that?
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case. A lot of things have happened in Poisson since then. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin.
Oh,
Them Spina
yeah, I've never been a
Diosula's
VIP in anything.
helpers.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Yeah, you can call me MC. Main character.
Pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her.
That's the funniest line ever.
Now you suddenly
We've been
resist taking a dig
cool
at Paimon?
ever since. No, even before we met her.
Nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone.
Oh
As you
man.
can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same.
It's crazy how like
how
that
it
one
was before you
sentence
left.
changed the entire mood of this.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right?
Oh, I'm guessing they were
You're
really
just
close, all
scaring
of
me on
them.
purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Malus and Melissa, dead. They're just gone? Malus. I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
That's what happens, right? Like
Hey, keep it together.
you're in
Malus and
prison,
Coulter
and
were
but the
friends for
world
many
still goes
years,
on without
and even
you.
served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning, there was a lot.
Okay.
Oof. I was I was guessing a lot of things might happen in this quest, but that hit hard. I was not expecting something like this.
All of this. It's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabrières is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Isn't that dude dead? Marcel's dead, right? He's the
Realm who?
Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the aquabus lines. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeo ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left.
I'm guessing
Spina di
that's
Rosula
the bad
altogether,
guy of this
and the
quest.
split was on extremely bad terms.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
At least he was an honest man, right? Who did what he believed was right.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callus was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, I mean, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice.
Oh
and Miss
no!
Clementine
It's because like the
also
wife
frequently on our
was the one that was
side.
like
It was
convincing
pretty
him and
smooth
stuff.
sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callus's side.
Huh. I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeo's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
An excuse,
So
right?
They thought she
To
had betrayed them?
separate them.
That doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeo and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long
But what
as
could they possibly
exist,
do to us,
they'll
like,
continue to be a
now?
threat.
Like, you know, everything's sort of
Coulter's got
like
a point.
ended,
Both
correct?
Marcel and Romeo
And they're just
had my
rebuilding
father in their
Fontaine
sights for
from
a
all the
very long
damage.
time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking,
That'd be
boss.
so petty
We should keep
though.
an eye
Like
on them at
now
all
you're gonna
times.
take
I'll let my
revenge.
men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even
Imagine
now.
serving your prison sentence
I
and you
need
come
to
out and
think
then
that I'll
everything
just
is changed, but for
never
the
see them
worst.
again.
Like you don't go back to the
In that
world
case,
that you
Why don't we go back
remember.
to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Am I?
Of course.
I feel like I'm.
That's
I
fine
feel like
by
I'm
me.
third wheeling him somehow. It seems like he has something he wants to talk to him alone.
On this visit.
We really
Or is that just
are
me?
the best of partners.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Come on, let's go.
He doesn't want us there. No? Or am I wrong, guys? I don't know. The vibe, he was like, okay. Like, that's weird, right?
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not
The
as
journey
fit as
is the
before.
destination.
It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built,
You remember
we
walk,
often
dude,
had
you
to
fly.
hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court. Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callis was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built.
Oh, I kind of get this quest. So this quest is sort of like he knows things about, you know, Navia's father and all that stuff, like the past, the history,
Then
and he's
let's stay
gonna
here a bit
slowly
longer.
tell us about it, right?
Anyone want snacks?
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
I've actually never had macarons in real life.
Yeah, I figured
Is it
you
good?
wouldn't say no to a few
It's
more.
like
Oh,
they
wait.
look like candy,
Let me
right?
check if I have all the ingredients.
Like they come in different colors too.
Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this. Okay, the stove's looking good. And as for the ingredients,
I'll go get it.
seems like we're all out of flour and sugar.
Yeah.
The two most. Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask you to go on a trip just for those.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so he should have some stuff on hand.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flours and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Teamwork.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I have
Work,
sugar and
everyone.
flour on my character, no? Do I actually go get it? I'm pretty sure I have it.
Ah, how did it go?
Yeah.
You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent!
I want to see it.
It's as good as ever, Navia.
Boss's baking skills have always
Is that what it
been
is?
Everyone in the Spina knows
It
how
doesn't look like that in real
exceptionally
life.
talented she is.
It doesn't have that many different colors in one.
It's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously.
Wait, I thought I was
trusts you with
already
all her
part of
heart,
the-
So...
The group, the Spina something?
Oh, yeah, I see. Is
Like
that
they say
why
we're
you have to
partners.
always
We're
stay
not
on
actually part of the
road?
group?
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together. Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after
Damn, when she puts it
everything
like
we've
that,
been
that's
through
so
together,
sad.
I'm sure our hearts
Because then,
would
like, soon
remain
we gotta go to
intertwined,
Natlan
even
and
if
stuff,
we
and then we go
found
to, like,
ourselves on
some other
opposite
nation,
sides of the
right?
world.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's
What the?
macarons.
I've never seen macarons
I
that look like that
understand
color.
now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you.
Likewise.
I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water in celebration of this moment.
Someone behind us?
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time.
Wait, someone's stalking us, right? Oh, no? Wait, what was that? Is it you? Is it a little lizard? Oh, no.
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. Oh, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
It's because she's down to
Always
earth.
Take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After I cleared her father's
I
name,
mean, has she seen the
became
mirror?
a lot more cheerful
It's
and
gorgeous.
outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa. So
Oh, wait, is that
as
her?
a result, she found
Was she
all
the one,
rest
like,
of the Spina super
spying on
scary
us?
As well. But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her. Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
A person with initiative.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great
Oh, wait, no, it's
atmosphere
not.
to grow
That's a
and thrive.
grown-ass
She can
man.
commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
Is something up, Traveler?
Yo, how am I the only one that notices it? And then no one else, they don't notice it at all?
Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
It seems like he's kind of uncomfortable.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Who is this?
Stop right
Wait,
there.
there's 3? Come on, Navia, we don't have all day. Wow, they're slow runners.
Going to be difficult.
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
We're violence.
Brother, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out.
Oh, they're actually gonna fight? There's no way they're gonna fight me.
Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they
Wait,
stood
does
any
he
chance
know
against
them?
us, you were sorely mistaken.
I hope they're not like in
Anyway,
cahoots, right? Like it's not
Stop
like some sort
playing
of
tough and start talking. There
plan.
won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
Wait, we're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula.
Oh,
discovered.
wait, is this the guy?
Can't
No,
beat
no,
you in a
that's
fight.
not his name though. It's not the Ramanuf guy, right? Or
We
I don't know how to
lost.
say the name.
Get revenge?
Yeah, that guy.
You're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
That was in the past though. That's not even really
You
what
haven't
happened.
got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too bad you guys messed up ours first. Huh? You're
Oh,
pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time.
Go get him, girl.
Understood?
All right, we get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's.
I gotta
grudges
say
too.
though, like that's so petty though. Like they're taking
When
the
it
revenge
comes to
on the
Aquabus,
daughter of the guy they
I
have
don't
beef
think what
on.
my father did was
That's
entirely
so
correct either.
like
If the other
it wasn't even
side
her
is willing
fault.
to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those
It
guys
just seems
definitely
like a
didn't look
fight
like
with
big
those
fans of
people
yours.
doesn't have the same weight as the fight that we just did,
I'd rather
right?
things
With
not go that far,
in like the
since
Fontaine Archon quest and all
although we
that.
haven't talked to each other for years. Once upon a time, we were
Like
all
fighting the
part of
whale and
Spina di
whatnot.
Rosula family.
Not that serious.
That's how I
Seemed like
feel
a
as well.
small little beef.
Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
I mean, Paimon doesn't even.
Sorry,
Wait, does
that's
Paimon actually
what
sleep on the
happens when
bed?
you
I don't
live near
remember. Or does she
water and don't
float
get
on the
much
bed?
sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties too. How does that sound?
Huh.
If there's food, she definitely is on board.
Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too. Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although,
Why would it be
of
weird?
course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a
But,
very
like-
ambitious man.
Like a
who
metropolis
rarely looked behind or beneath him.
underground in the
For
sewers?
better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it. You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
No, I don't.
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendre? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of
Please
actual
do.
seaweed right
She
now.
deserves all the hatred.
Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia. If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all.
I was just kidding. Be on your way now.
I love how like the sounds in this area actually sounds like the underground. Like that's a really cool detail. It's like it has a little echoey sound.
Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to
No
enjoy
beauty
it to the
sleeping with
fullest.
Navia around.
Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and
Oh
lures
no! This is giving me PTSD from getting the catch. Are we actually gonna go fishing?
ready. Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything. Don't worry, you don't have to do any actual fishing if you're too tired. Just think of it as keeping me company. How does
Yeah, I can do
sound?
that. I can do that.
Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
How can you call this fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod?
What's
Work
the
smarter,
problem?
not harder, Paimon.
Lots
You ever heard of
people
it?
in Poisson use rods like these.
But shouldn't fishing be all about
No. If I can get the catch like this, that'd be so much better than what I got it with.
Reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
No. I like the other way.
That's how I feel as well. To me, I'm happy as long as I catch some fish.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually
Maybe
by
she
this
can't
time of
sleep
night, it's a stretch
because of all
for
the
Paimon
trauma
to
she's
even
dealing
keep her
with.
eyes open.
Huh. It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into
Like
it.
what? They're like
Anyway,
nocturnal?
I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina. My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say. My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me. Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Maloose and Silver were always there too. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters.
I mean,
was
kids
pointless,
always rebel, right?
because he
Against
eventually
parents.
stopped getting
Like,
on my
they will
case so
never do what
often.
you really want, actually.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah.
Like, that's always
Looking back on
the
it now
number
as
one
an
way to make them do the
adult, I can
opposite, is to tell
hardly
them to do what you
believe
want to
how
do.
patient and kind. When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once, I saw Maloose come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing to the best of your abilities. Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you.
But,
And
like,
pay the price for
It
your
wasn't really
mistakes.
Navia's fault, though, right? It wasn't her mistakes that cost them their lives.
Sorry.
It was just like someone trying to
shouldn't
kidnap her and everything.
I wasn't planning to talk about sad things tonight. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Like, to be like a mother figure to
Although,
like people who
maybe there's a part of
have
not
made
wanting to
mistakes,
repeat
but
the
they can
mistakes
find
of
their
the
way
past.
to the right side.
I want to be reasonable, at least. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line.
It's another Paimon. Imagine.
Why is the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together. We can't let it get away. Come on, you two.
Oh my god, am I gonna
Let's
dive
catch it.
in?
You want Paimon to help too?
No, you can stay back, actually. You just slow me down.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
The most important part of a fishing rod.
Stop wasting time. The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information.
I
as you
was
wish.
right. They were in cahoots. They know each other.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
Oh, what is going
If we're just
on?
talking about the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today. See you tomorrow.
That's so weird.
So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Yeah, they're working together. I wonder, like, when he was in prison, did he get converted by
Say it was.
some of the guys that work for the rival or whatever?
Get it? Huh.
Her face.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
See? This guy gets it.
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too. Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court too.
Uniform.
Thank you so much, boss.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
Does she know who I am?
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed.
Damn, it has been a
Thank you
while. I don't know who they
so much
are.
For your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped
It's been a
save
few
all of
months.
Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
You're really amazing. And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too. What's in this thing? Can I look?
Of course. Go ahead.
It's your uniform.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform. Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
It's when you get older, my dude.
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
This is a good promise.
Oh, so that's it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia. I'll work hard.
Grow up as fast as I can.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Bro, blink an eye, you know?
Everyone,
Time
I'm really
flies.
grateful
Before
that
you know it, you're
remembered
like
my
90
daughter's
years
wish
old.
And took it seriously. Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Huh? Is something up?
I bet it's the
Laurent?
guys, right?
I've got something urgent to report.
Yeah.
Romeo and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning
What the
this for
hell
some
does
time.
Coulter
We
have
started
against...
investigating as soon as we
Like,
received your letter
yeah, oh man,
yesterday.
what is this? I need to
But
know.
Romeo and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former
Like,
post
now it's
before
getting
we
good,
could
the
even
quest.
check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
Could they have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Or
Seems like
someone's
they got
feeding
no
them
interest in
info, right?
sitting
About
down
our
and
whereabouts
talking
and
at all.
what we're
We
doing.
should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well, too late now, I suppose.
I mean, I hope he's not trying to do the
Where are they keeping
stereotypical, like,
their
oh, make her
explosives?
look incompetent
On the hill
so
to
he
the
can
east
become
of
the
Poisson,
leader of the Spina
near
di
the
Rosa.
Clementine line.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Is he crushing everybody?
There's tons of innocent people in Poisson.
Yeah.
Well, how come we don't just tell
If they've been
Neverlet? I feel like
planning this for
Neverlet
ages, they're
can
definitely not
handle
going to
that
let
in a
this
second.
opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get them as far away from the entrance as possible.
Or is it not an
That should
Avenger
save them from
threat
the worst of
level?
it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line
Yeah.
to you?
I'm gonna beat the info out of
If
them.
the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe too.
All right.
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Oh! What?
Watch out, boss!
What in... He was so, like, direct?
What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas.
I was right?
And
It's
that's
to, he wants to become the
because
leader.
Out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
You better stick close to me.
What the...
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia.
Whoa, I must be missing a massive part of the story.
Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Melus and Silver died because of you. And so many more dead.
Oh, wow.
Everyone dead, all because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Melus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Melus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you.
Damn, this is... Oh my god, this is gonna, like, make Navia feel so much more worse. Because I feel like she already has, like, survivor guilt.
Death and ruin. You've single-handedly
Like, it's not her
destroyed
fault, but, like, they
everything
sacrificed their lives to save her.
Everything I've ever loved.
Don't listen to him, boss. He's just spouting nonsense.
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything
He's
worthy,
hitting
that you're
so
just a
fucking
big
hard,
nothing?
like, mentally.
Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the past before you came?
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes. Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. But is that really why they support me? Is their kindness real?
Oh, now she's, like, doubting, like, everything.
One really like Miss Navia. And my mom loves her too. I don't know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that.
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this.
I mean, Navia
Stop
can
hesitating and get out of here
can
before you get buried.
beat their ass on her own, right? She has a
I
vision.
think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula.
Yeah. That was easy.
Florent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople.
Did we get Coulter or just his
If you find any
henchman?
of
Oh, yeah,
Coulter's
it's right there.
accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine.
I'm
line alone.
fine. I'm flattered, but I'm
boss, I'm on it.
fine.
Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the Clementine line. If they're gonna blow up
Is
the
there
line,
actually a
they must
bomb there,
ignite the
or that was just
explosives next
all
to
a
the support
ruse?
pillars. Since we must be heading in the right direction.
Oh, so there is a bomb.
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How can we disable it?
Is there a wire
I'm
recut
too scared to
or
touch any of this stuff.
looks like a key?
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for? Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the people we just beat up has the key. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find.
So we gotta search their bodies? You have it? He has money. The dude has money.
Let me turn this guy over. Ugh, he's super heavy. He could probably eat a whole Paimon just for breakfast.
This guy's radish? Okay, that's the key.
You found it! That's amazing!
Alright, let's try it.
That should do it, right? Navia and Florent should be able to relax now.
So there's only one bomb here? That's it?
Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives
Yeah, that's what I
elsewhere,
thought too.
Let's go.
Wait, is that part of the bombs?
They're gonna bury Poisson!
Whoa, dude, I did not know Traveler can do that. Oh, he just used geo powers? Wait, so he can use more than one element at a time, right? Because I thought lore-wise he would
Just
be
leave the rest to
Hydro
me.
right now.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block. I'm doing this the Spina way.
Jesus! She's just like Mary Poppins, but better. Damn, she's way too good. I thought she's gonna give me a thumbs up. Insane cutscene, actually. My respect for Navia went
I
way
heard from
up.
Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds
Didn't
good.
that guy
We're
just,
very appreciative of your help.
you know, get released from
Valid.
prison and now he's going back
Consequences
in?
would be far worse.
God damn,
All
dude.
right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were so cool!
Yeah,
Like, you know what's fucked? It's like, okay,
Luckily,
people
we
are
were
blaming
just in
Navia for
time.
all these things, all these bad things that are happening. But technically, literally, all she's doing is cleaning up the mess of every single bad thing that has happened. Like, whether it's her, you know, her father's death, the killers, and everything. She's like a fixer more than anything. She doesn't
probably
deserve all
because
this,
I
you know,
spent too much
negativity.
elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
But you
I think she's just,
usually
like,
glow up
mentally
whenever
hurt.
other people compliment you.
Like, emotionally.
Everyone's not used to seeing you like this.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well. Seems like Romeu really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
Ah, got it. That's good at least. Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now.
Even now, she's trying to,
That
like,
makes them appear even more precious.
you know,
I am
how do you
not
describe
callous,
it?
And I will also
Like, calm
never
him down and
become
stuff?
him.
But this guy doesn't
The
deserve it.
Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the aquabus routes, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callis would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina.
Banished. Exiled.
Once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you, Navia.
That's
As I
very
thought,
bittersweet.
Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt.
But you can hear it in her
anytime
voice.
soon.
Like, she's about to
If
cry.
I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Just give her some time.
Oh yeah, the traveler wasn't actually there, right? I was there as, like, as a god. I saw everything.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
What the
That's
traveler's
wonderful.
talking to? Whoa.
Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
And, like, why was the partner, like, in quotations? Whoa. It's almost like a confession.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me.
I'm not gonna say that as weird. She let
I
her
used to
heart
think
out.
that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Coulter mentioned my parents. As well as
Yeah, I guess I didn't notice it right away, but it's like she doesn't have the confidence she did when we first met her, because she has like Malus and Silver there at the beginning. But this entire time, she has this like quivering voice.
They made? Has my existence made this world a better place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
You got something to say,
since it's
dude?
ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well. There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
What does he have hiding?
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's...
Oh, are these all the people that like...
This was supposed to be
I
a
guess
gift to you
they
from
feel
everyone in
like
the town.
she has helped?
We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished, but special times call for special measures.
Oh, it's the
I've
statue,
never seen you
right?
look so defeated before. So I've decided to show you the designs before the final product was done.
Do I really look that bad?
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Oh, is that what they look like? Oh, and Navia is there too. Oh wow, that's perfect. Like the mother looks really tendering and the father looks imposing. Yeah, I like it.
This is... Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow. This is the
I like
statue
it.
you
Yeah,
mentioned
this is
before.
this is definitely
indeed.
better than any of
To
the
be honest,
photos we
decided
took.
on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
Oh,
How could we only have statues
So
of
our
Mr.
opinions didn't
Callis
even
and
matter.
Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
yeah,
With
definitely like
Navia
anyone that's like,
around,
I guess
we're not
younger,
worried
is now gonna
about
see
this
like
place's future.
only the vision that
We are
Navia
gathered
has,
here
right?
today
Not like the
to
vision that
tell
her
our
dad
boss
has.
That we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
That's what we believe as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept everyone's support for what it is. This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.
Oh, wow. This is a really good quest.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become a more reliable president. for
That's the
all of you.
Navia I know.
Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier. I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos. I've never thought
Gosh, she has
I'd
a
receive
really
family
sad
portrait of my own.
backstory.
Especially not like this, It seems like I'm not such an unlucky person after all. I'm honestly, I've thought about it before. Though my mother only wanted me to live a happy life, that's actually a tall order as well. In practice, it's just as hard to achieve my father's expectations for me. Even though my parents had very different personalities, they always had a lot of respect for each other. The Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. It would have been a little close-minded to assess or evaluate it only from the perspective of the clan. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate or oppose the building of the lines.
What's the last line?
It seems like I started to... Looking back on it, I'm honestly
Oh,
embarrassed by
I didn't
how
even see this
acted
one.
earlier. Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Please don't say that again. It's super embarrassing for me.
Yeah, but what did you mean?
Forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Oh, wait. But it'd also be bad if you were to...
Wait a minute. It is what I thought, right? It's almost like a confession.
Keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't.
Oh my god, it was, right? Like, you know how, like, sometimes, like, Ayaka feels like she's thinking of us as, like, a partner, or how Linny is very flirty? Yo, that was a confession, right?
Looking back on...
Overall, I think this is my favorite story quest so far. Yeah, much better than Risley's quest, for sure. Like, Nebulette's quest is pretty good, too. I think this one's even better than Nebulette's. Definitely my favorite so far. Oh, so this is why I had such good luck wishing for Navia. This location, this is where I wished. I wish right here.